Have you ever thought about what it really means to live your best life after 75? Many folks think getting older means everything gets harder, but what if I shared that it could actually be the most amazing time of your entire life? In this video, I want to tell you about my personal story of releasing old patterns and ways of thinking that were holding me back, showing how this change opened up doors to happiness, peace, and a fresh sense of meaning. As we talk together today, you'll learn about 11 important things I decided to release after turning 75. Each one taught me something powerful about living with purpose. By the time we finish, you'll understand how to put your happiness first, welcome new changes, and build stronger relationships. Whether you're getting close to this age or you're already enjoying your later years, you'll find ideas that can make your life richer and inspire real, positive changes. Stay with me as I share practical ways to stop wasting money, handle worry, and improve your relationships. I'll also give you advice on how to change your thinking about aging from being scared to feeling strong and confident. Together, let's discover how releasing what doesn't help us can lead to a life full of meaning, happiness, and being true to ourselves. Don't miss this chance to reshape your path and discover the wonderful days still ahead. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest doing that and turning on notifications so you won't miss any videos. Your support means everything to me, and if you like this video, you can help me keep sharing these important lessons by giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with others. If you enjoy what we're talking about today, please comment yes below. If you don't, please comment no, so I know how to make better videos for you. Now let's start our journey together. Releasing the need to stay. Constantly active. Releasing the need to stay constantly active just to feel useful has been one of the biggest eye-opening moments of my life. When I was younger, I was always caught up in the never-ending chase for success, trying to climb higher at work and reaching for goals that seemed always just out of reach. My days were packed full, one task flowing right into the next, meetings scheduled one after another, all because I believed that the busier I was, the more important I became. Looking back now, it's almost heartbreaking to think about how much I missed during those years when I was so focused on achieving that I left no room for anything else. But as I've gotten older, especially now past 75, my way of seeing things has completely changed. I started to feel the effects of all those endless years of rushing around. It wasn't just that my body was tired, but I felt emotionally worn out too, like something really important was slipping away from me. I found myself wondering, is this really all there is to life? I realized that staying busy just to fill up my time, just to feel productive, was actually keeping me away from the moments that bring real happiness and satisfaction. Now I start each day with clear intention, thinking carefully about every commitment I make. I don't feel like I need to prove my value by being constantly busy anymore. Instead, I ask myself a simple but powerful question before I start any task. Does this match what I believe in? Will it bring meaning to my life? If the answer is no, I step back and give myself permission to focus on what truly matters. This change has been absolutely freeing. I now spend my time on things that bring me real joy, like building deeper relationships with the people I love, picking up hobbies I had forgotten about long ago, and simply allowing myself to rest without feeling guilty about it. There's a peace that comes with letting go of the need to be constantly doing something, a balance that I never knew was possible when I was younger. So I want to ask you, have you ever felt trapped by always being busy? Just imagine for a moment what it would feel like to let go of that weight, to only do work that brings you happiness or serves a purpose that really speaks to your heart. How much better would life feel if every task had meaning, if every moment truly belonged to you? You might discover, like I have, that real success isn't about how busy you are. It's about how deep and joyful the life you're living really is. Stopping wasteful shopping for so many years, I let myself get caught in the trap of wasteful shopping. In our world that constantly tells us we need to buy more to be happier, to look better, and to live a more satisfying life, I got swept up in a tornado of purchases that ultimately only left me feeling hollow inside. I'd come home with the newest gadgets, fill my closet with clothes that often stayed unworn, and pack shelves with small decorations, all hoping that these things would fill some empty space inside me and create some happiness. But that happiness was always short-lived, and I found myself right back where I started, surrounded by stuff but feeling no richer in my heart. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, please comment yes below to let me know you're still here with me. As the years have passed, I've learned something so deep yet so simple. Real happiness can't be purchased. Material things might bring a quick moment of excitement, but they rarely offer the deep, lasting satisfaction we're really looking for. These days, I've taken a completely different approach, one of careful, thoughtful spending. When I choose to buy something, it's because it truly adds value to my life or touches my heart. It could be an experience that opens my mind, like a trip to a place I've never visited, or something as simple as a book that opens my thoughts in ways I never expected. This change has not only kept more money in my pocket, but it's also given me something even more valuable, an appreciation for what I already have and a clearer focus on life's deeper treasures. Now, instead of chasing after items that promise happiness, I find joy in simplicity, experiences, and special moments. Have you ever felt that sharp feeling of regret after buying something on impulse? That sinking feeling that maybe you didn't really need it? Imagine how much lighter and freer you might feel without that burden of unnecessary possessions. Think about it. How could changing your shopping habits create more space for peace, contentment, and real freedom in your life? Releasing worry about minor problems, releasing the habit of worrying about small problems, has been one of the most freeing changes in my life. I remember my younger years when I would get upset by every small annoyance, whether it was sitting in traffic, dealing with disagreements, or running late for an appointment. Each tiny irritation felt huge, and over time they piled up into a thick cloud of worry that seemed to follow me everywhere. I was constantly on edge, worn out by things that, looking back now, didn't deserve so much of my energy. But as I grew older and reached 75, I started to see life from a new point of view. I began asking myself a powerful question whenever I felt frustration creeping in. Will this really matter a year from now? To my surprise, the answer was almost always no. Realizing this was like having a heavy weight lifted off my shoulders. It was as if I'd been carrying unnecessary baggage for decades, and I was finally free to put it down. I started focusing only on the things I could control, allowing myself to let go of everything else. In doing so, I found an unexpected peace. This change has transformed how I approach each day. Now I meet challenges with a grounded calmness that I never had before. Life is far from perfect, and I've learned to accept that it's naturally messy and unpredictable. Instead of fighting that messiness, I embrace it, finding beauty in the imperfections. With each passing day, I feel more at peace and less weighed down by things that once felt so important. Imagine how your life might change if you let go of things that don't serve you. Could you feel a deeper sense of calm? Think about one small thing that has been worrying you. What if you chose right now to let it go? Could that choice bring a little more peace into your day? Sometimes it's these small acts of release that make the biggest difference. Putting my well-being before others' approval, putting my well-being before constantly trying to make others happy, has been a life-changing journey for me. One filled with unexpected beauty, deep realizations, and even some difficult truths. Taking care of myself is a phrase that gets thrown around so casually these days. But for most of my life, it felt strange, and honestly, a little selfish. I was the person who always said yes to every request, constantly giving my energy, my time, and even my peace to help others. I thought that was my job, to take care of everyone else, to be the strong one for my family, friends, and even strangers. I didn't realize that by putting my own needs last, I was slowly wearing away my sense of self and well-being. But when I reached 75, something inside me changed. I realized I was running on empty, always exhausted, with little joy left in the things I once loved. That's when it hit me. Taking care of myself isn't just about taking a break. It's about respecting myself enough to know that I deserve peace, happiness, and fulfillment, just as much as anyone else. Taking that first step was scary. There's a certain guilt that comes up, especially after years of putting yourself last. But I started with small actions. I set aside precious time each morning just for myself, meditating, or simply listening to my thoughts. I'd walk in nature and enjoy the beauty around me, or curl up with a warm cup of tea and a book that made my heart sing. I also made a promise to focus on my mental and emotional health, something I had ignored for so long. I started keeping a gratitude journal, writing down even the simplest things I was thankful for. Most importantly, I learned to be kind to myself, to forgive myself for past mistakes, for the years I didn't put my needs first, and to see myself as deserving of the same care I'd so willingly given to others. The surprising thing is that by nurturing my spirit, I found I had more to give to others, more patience, more genuine love, and a renewed sense of purpose. So I ask you, are you constantly putting others before yourself? When was the last time you truly sat with your thoughts or did something just for you? Imagine the energy and love you could offer to the world if you simply took a little time each day to care for yourself. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's the most loving gift you can give, not just to yourself, but to everyone around you. Learning to say no to too many commitments. I used to be that person who always said yes. Yes to every invitation, every social event, every favor for friends and family, and every volunteer opportunity that came my way. My calendar was overflowing and my mind was constantly racing to keep up. I didn't want to disappoint anyone, so I kept pushing myself, ignoring my own needs and peace of mind just to make others happy. I was exhausted, stretched too thin, and losing touch with what mattered to me. It felt like my life was more about pleasing others than finding my own happiness. But as I've grown older and taken time to think, I've discovered a powerful truth. Saying no can be one of the most freeing and empowering choices we can make. For the first time, I began to see that my time, energy, and emotional well-being are incredibly precious resources. Now, instead of filling my days with endless obligations, I choose to be selective, focusing on activities and commitments that truly match my values and fill me with joy. I no longer feel guilty about turning down invitations or setting boundaries with people who leave me feeling drained. This change doesn't make me selfish. It makes me wise, mindful, and fiercely protective of my well-being. I've learned that turning down something, whether it's a gathering, a request, or even a relationship that drains my energy, creates space in my life for what truly brings me happiness and fulfillment. The peace and freedom that come with this new understanding are incredible. Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by saying yes too often? Imagine the relief of only committing to what genuinely serves your soul. Think about one commitment that might be quietly draining your energy. How would it feel to say no next? Time. To make space for something that nurtures rather than depletes you? This journey of saying no isn't easy, but the rewards are deeply freeing. Ending relationships that hurt me. Relationships are without a doubt one of life's greatest treasures, offering joy, support, and companionship. But as I've learned, all connections are healthy or nurturing. For years I held on to relationships that weighed me down, spending time with people who brought negativity into my world or who simply didn't respect my worth. I often felt an overwhelming obligation to keep these connections alive. Even as they drained my emotional energy and left me feeling empty, it was as if I was giving parts of myself to people who only took but never gave back. Turning 75 was a pivotal moment for me. It was as if a light turned on, reminding me that life is short and that each day is a precious gift. Why spend it feeling undervalued or even diminished by the very people meant to lift you up? I learned that letting go of these toxic bonds wasn't just a choice. It was an act of self-love. Ending these relationships wasn't easy. Each decision was like peeling away layers of my fears and guilt. Yet with each one, I felt a little lighter, a little more at peace. Now I consciously surround myself with people who genuinely care and who bring joy, kindness, and encouragement into my life. This doesn't mean I've cut people out with bitterness or resentment. On the contrary, this change is rooted in compassion, for myself and for others. I choose to invest my time in relationships that bring mutual respect, joy, and growth. I found that by clearing away these emotional burdens, I'm making space for deeper, more enriching connections with those who truly matter. Are there people in your life who seem to drain your spirit, leaving you feeling exhausted rather than energized? Imagine what could happen if you focused on those who lift you up instead. Consider the relationships that might be holding you back. What might change in your world if you finally set them down and walked a lighter, brighter path? Making my health the top priority. For so many years, my health was an afterthought. I told myself I was too busy, that work deadlines or family responsibilities were more urgent, and that taking care of myself could wait. It was only when I reached 75 that I came face to face with a powerful truth. Without good health, life itself becomes limited. Even the smallest joys, playing with grandchildren, enjoying a walk on a beautiful morning, or simply feeling strong and capable, start to slip away. Realizing this was a wake-up call, I knew I couldn't keep putting off self-care. I began with tiny steps, a short walk every morning, choosing fruits and vegetables over quick processed meals, and even trying meditation. What surprised me wasn't just the improvement in my physical health. It was how much brighter everything else in my life became. My mind felt clearer, my energy levels rose, and I found a renewed sense of calm and gratitude. Each small change I made was like rediscovering life in color after years of living in shades of gray. This journey has taught me deeply and personally that health is our greatest wealth. It's what allows us to fully experience all the beauty around us. Now I protect my well-being fiercely, knowing that every choice I make impacts the quality of my life. So let me ask you, how often do you find yourself putting your health last, as I once did? Imagine what a difference a few small changes could make. Just one simple action today, even a glass of water or a short walk, could open the door to a happier, healthier you. What's the first step you could take, and how might it change the way you feel tomorrow, next week, or even years from now? 8. Stopping delays on personal dreams time is a quiet thief, and it has a way of slipping by before we even realize what's happened. For so many years, I let my dreams sit on the back burner, convincing myself there would always be time later. Someday, I'd say, holding out for that mythical perfect moment when everything would line up just right. But when I turned 75, it hit me like lightning. Time waits for no one. Later isn't a promise. It's a hope. That realization was my wake-up call, a deep reminder that if I kept waiting, I might never truly live the life I had imagined. So I made a choice. I stopped delaying and began pursuing the dreams and goals I had once buried under years of excuses. I stopped telling myself that tomorrow would be the day and made today the day. Whether it's finally learning a new skill, exploring places that have been calling to my heart for years, or even finishing that old book I've picked up countless times, I'm now driven by a fierce determination to live life without delay. Each step, no matter how small, fills me with a sense of purpose and accomplishment that I'd almost forgotten was possible. Letting go of the need for a perfect time has been one of the most liberating decisions of my life. The perfect time isn't some magical day in the future. It's right now. This mindset change has rekindled a spark in me, filling my days with fresh excitement and a deep satisfaction that comes from actively pursuing the things that matter to me. So I ask you, what's one dream you've tucked away, hoping someday you'll get around to it? What's standing in the way of that first step? Imagine the changes, the growth, and the joy that could flood your life if you started pursuing those dreams today, right this minute. Welcoming change instead of fighting. Welcoming change has been one of the most powerful shifts I've made in my life. In my younger years, change was my biggest enemy. I feared it deeply, to the point where I would cling desperately to anything familiar, even when I knew it no longer served me or brought me happiness. The thought of stepping into something unknown, of leaving behind what I had come to know so well, filled me with anxiety. I would stay in routines, relationships, and environments that felt safe, even if they limited me, just to avoid the uncertainty of change. But with time and age, I began to understand that change is woven into the fabric of life. Instead of something to be feared, it is a constant rhythm that guides us forward. Now I see change as a friend, one that pushes me to experience life more fully, to grow, and to open myself up to new possibilities. Shifting my perspective on change was like lifting a veil from my eyes. Instead of seeing it as a threat, I started to view change with curiosity, even excitement. What new experiences could it bring? What hidden strengths might it reveal in me? This new way of thinking has filled my life with a sense of adventure, making even the unknown feel like a promise rather than a risk. Welcoming change has brought me freedom and a renewed sense of purpose. I've discovered parts of myself I didn't know existed, strengths I hadn't tapped into, and passions I hadn't yet explored. Life, even now, feels more expansive and more vibrant because I've stopped resisting its natural flow. Imagine how your life might shift if you too let go of the fear of change. What if instead of resisting, you leaned into it? Could there be an opportunity waiting in that change? An opportunity to discover a deeper, richer version of yourself? What are the changes you've been resisting? Maybe it's time to see them as the gateways they truly are, leading you to the next adventure in your journey. Treating sleep as essential for health. Treating sleep as essential for health has been one of the most impactful realizations of my life. When I was younger, sleep was just something I could sacrifice for what I thought were more important things. Working late, social gatherings, or even watching late-night TV. Back then, it felt like sleep could wait, that it was just an extra. We could skip if we had enough coffee to fuel the next day. But as the years have passed, I've come to see sleep not as a luxury, but as an essential foundation of health and happiness. It's truly during those restful hours that our bodies heal, our minds clear, and our spirits regain strength. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, please comment 2 below to let me know you're still here with me. Embracing this understanding, I began to approach sleep as an act of self-love and respect. I established a calming bedtime routine, filling my evenings with gentle rituals to wind down, like a warm bath, quiet reading, and putting my phone aside. What a difference these small changes have made. I wake up not just rested but truly refreshed, with a sense of calm readiness to face the day. My mood is brighter, my energy more stable, and my mind clearer. I feel sharper and more in tune with life, and that clarity is a gift I now treasure each morning. So let me ask you, are you giving yourself the rest you truly need? What might you feel, think, and accomplish with just a little more sleep in your life? Imagine waking up each morning feeling refreshed, recharged, and ready to embrace the day fully. What's one simple change you could make tonight to honor your body's need for rest? Small as it may seem, prioritizing sleep could be the key to a happier, healthier life, one where you can genuinely be your best self day after day. Stopping comparisons to others, comparing ourselves to others, can sneak into our minds so subtly that we hardly even notice it's there. For years, I was trapped in this endless cycle, unconsciously measuring my own life against others, their successes, their appearances, their lifestyles. I felt as though I was always measuring myself against an invisible ruler, constantly finding myself lacking or feeling that I should be doing more, achieving more, and looking different. I thought that somehow, if I could just reach those hard-to-reach standards, I would finally feel complete. But in truth, those comparisons only left me feeling empty and unfulfilled. It wasn't until I reached my 75th birthday that I realized how much I had been robbing myself of joy by looking outward for validation. This shift in perspective didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual awakening, a realization that life is far too precious to spend envying someone else's journey, when my own is equally beautiful in its unique way. I began to understand that each of us walks a path shaped by our own experiences, struggles, and triumphs. There is no universal measure of success because our lives are meant to be different, rich with our personal stories, our joys, and even our heartbreak. Letting go of comparisons has given me a sense of peace and contentment that I could have only dreamed of. I no longer feel the need to wish my life were different, to strive for someone else's version of happiness. Instead, I cherish the life I have, the lessons I've learned, the love I've known, the memories that are mine alone. There's beauty in accepting ourselves just as we are, in celebrating our journey without glancing over at someone else's path. Imagine for a moment a life where you no longer feel weighed down by the constant need to measure up. What if you could truly find joy in your journey, valuing your accomplishments, however big or small, for the gifts they bring to your life? How often do you compare yourself to others? What might unfold if you focused on nurturing your unique path, letting go of the urge to compare, and simply embracing who you are? Living with purpose. After 75, letting go of these 11 burdens, old habits, toxic relationships, unnecessary commitments, has been one of the most profound life-changing experiences for me. It's more than just lightening the load. It's about creating a life that aligns with my deepest values, a life that's full of intention and purpose. At this stage, I'm no longer willing to waste even a single day on things that drain my spirit or no longer serve me. I feel a renewed sense of energy, a true joy in focusing on what genuinely matters. If you're in your 75s or nearing this phase, I encourage you to pause and reflect. What are you still carrying that no longer fits who you've become? Imagine how liberating it would be to release it and step forward lighter and more free, embracing your journey. So often we're conditioned to see aging as something to resist, a decline rather than an opportunity. But what if aging were an invitation? An invitation to let go of the non-essential and embrace the person you've truly grown into. This isn't about reinventing yourself. It's about rediscovering yourself and honoring the years of wisdom and experience you've gathered. Now more than ever, you have the insight to make choices that reflect the person you are today, not who you were or who others think you should be. Take a moment and reflect on your own life. What commitments or routines feel heavy or outdated? Are there relationships that drain you or don't bring joy anymore? Are fears or regrets holding you back from living with full openness? The beauty of life after 75 is the wisdom to make these choices with intention. Picture your ideal day, a day without the weight of anything that burdens your heart. What would it feel like to live that day every day? Consider writing in a journal about one thing you could let go of. It doesn't have to be something grand. Sometimes even the smallest shifts make the biggest difference. Imagine what your life could become, one small release at a time, until every moment reflects the joy, peace, and freedom you so richly deserve. Building a legacy of joy and peace. Aging has revealed to me that the most meaningful legacy isn't found in achievements or possessions, but in the life we build and the joy we cultivate within ourselves and share with others. We often think of legacies as grand gestures, but I've come to believe that our greatest legacy is how we choose to live each day. The small acts of kindness, the courage to let go of what no longer serves us, and the commitment to find peace within ourselves. By making our well-being a priority, by embracing change, and by releasing past burdens, we create ripples of inspiration for everyone around us. Imagine the power of living a life deeply rooted in joy and purpose, a life that radiates warmth and resilience. When we fill our days with intention and gratitude, it's as if we're lighting a path for those who come after us. Our children, grandchildren, friends, and community see through our example that life doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful, that it's never too late to start fresh, and that true strength lies in nurturing joy no matter the circumstances. This kind of legacy, one that speaks of growth, acceptance, and the quiet strength of a life well lived, is a gift we can all leave behind. It's a reminder that each of us has the power to inspire change, to uplift others simply by how we choose to face each day. So what kind of legacy do you dream of leaving? How would you like to be remembered by those whose lives you touch? If there's one shift you could make right now to align your life with the legacy you want to build, what would it be? And if something is holding you back from that change, what if today were the day you chose to let it go? Imagine the peace that awaits on the other side. Staying connected and finding your community, living fully after 75, means embracing the power of connection. It's all too easy to feel isolated as we grow older, especially when the routines and social circles we once knew start to shift or fade. But now more than ever, finding and nurturing a community is vital. It's a lifeline to joy, purpose, and a deeper sense of belonging. Building connections can breathe new life into our days, surrounding us with people who not only share our interests, but who also understand the beautiful complexity of this stage of life, with all its joys and challenges. Whether it's joining a book club where conversations spark new insights, walking alongside neighbors who share your love for the outdoors, volunteering for a cause you're passionate about, or exploring the endless world of online communities, these connections remind us that we're never truly alone. Each person, each shared experience adds color and richness to life. Being part of a group, no matter how big or small, brings a warmth and a sense of purpose that's irreplaceable. Have you ever wondered how different life might feel with more of these connections? Imagine the laughter, the shared stories, the friendships waiting just around the corner. What hobbies or groups have caught your eye recently? Don't let hesitation hold you back. Sometimes all it takes is a simple hello or an invitation to join, and suddenly new friendships blossom and fresh opportunities to experience life unfold. In every community lies the potential for connection, joy, and the reassurance that we're all navigating this journey together. So why wait? Step out, reach out, and let the world of connection surprise you with all it has to offer. Living with gratitude and purpose. Living with gratitude and purpose has become the foundation of my life. Over the years, I've come to realize that gratitude is more than a fleeting feeling or a polite thank you. It's a way of seeing the world, of truly treasuring every detail, every breath, every experience. In our later years, it's all too easy to focus on what's changed or what we no longer have. But what a difference it makes to instead turn our gaze toward what we still have. The simple joys, our cherished connections, the wisdom we've gathered. Shifting to this perspective has changed how I experience each day. Gratitude has transformed the ordinary into something extraordinary. Gratitude to me means living each day with a deep sense of thankfulness, of truly savoring life's small pleasures. It's in the stillness of a sunrise, the warmth of morning coffee, the laughter shared with a friend, and even in the quiet moments of solitude. It's understanding that each day is a gift, one that many may not have the chance to experience. This understanding has brought me not only peace but a renewed purpose, a sense that my life is valuable and worth living fully. Each day I choose to wake up with a heart open to the beauty around me, and I aim to move through it with intention and grace. Imagine what your life could look like if you too began each day filled with gratitude. What if, instead of letting worries cloud your morning, you focused on the blessings already present in your life? Start by keeping a gratitude journal. Each morning or night, write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small or simple they seem. Over time, you may notice a beautiful shift in how you view the world. You might find more beauty, more peace, and most importantly, a sense of purpose that guides you through even the most challenging days. Gratitude has the power to change everything. It's not just a practice, it's a way of living. Looking forward to your next chapter. Looking forward to the next chapter of your life is a beautiful, empowering thought. Imagine this new phase as a blank canvas awaiting your personal touch, a space for your wisdom, resilience, and dreams. It's a chance to rewrite the story, to embrace a narrative that truly reflects who you are now. Let go of the things that no longer serve you, those burdens that weigh down your spirit, and open your heart to the joys that await. This next chapter doesn't have to be about slowing down. It can be about enriching your life with intention, excitement, and courage. How do you want this new chapter to look? What adventures or passions do you want to explore? This is your time to choose happiness over obligation, fulfillment over routine. Embracing each day with purpose becomes more essential than ever. As you continue this journey, know that every single day is a gift and an opportunity to live with intention. Waking up with a sense of purpose transforms even the simplest moments into something extraordinary. It's not about achieving grand milestones. It's about the joy in everyday details. The laugh shared with a friend, the peacefulness of a morning cup of coffee, the sense of accomplishment in learning something new. By letting go of outdated habits, mindsets, or even relationships that no longer uplift you, you create space for more meaningful experiences. This stage of life can be a liberating and rewarding one, filled with self-discovery and joy. What if every single day was an opportunity to live more authentically, to bring your deepest values to life? Think about how you would spend your time, the people you would surround yourself with, and the pursuits that would fill your heart. Start each day with purpose, whether it's a small ritual or a new intention. What's one small change you could make to align your actions with your values and bring you closer to the life you've always dreamed of? Embrace this chapter with an open heart. Because life after 75 isn't an end. It's a beginning, a chance to live even more fully and with greater joy. The power of intention. The power of intention is transformative. It's the quiet force that shapes a life that genuinely reflects who you are at your core. Living intentionally means choosing each step with awareness and making decisions that are rooted in your values, rather than simply drifting along or following the paths laid out by others. It's about giving yourself the freedom to be unapologetically yourself, to design a life where every choice, every commitment, and every boundary honors what truly matters to you. This might mean setting aside old definitions of success that no longer resonate. Maybe it's about simplifying, letting go of clutter, both physical and emotional, to make space for what truly brings peace and joy. Or perhaps it's about slowing down, savoring moments instead of rushing through them, allowing yourself to live each day in harmony with your own pace. Living intentionally invites us to release the weight of societal expectations and let go of past versions of ourselves. The pressure to keep up fades as we learn to value the present and to be content with who we are now and where we are going. As you step into this new chapter, permit yourself to shape a life that feels authentic to you. What does it mean to live intentionally at this stage? Imagine starting each morning with a simple intention, a guiding light for your day. Maybe it's as gentle as choosing to show yourself kindness or as focused as dedicating time to a single joy. When we live with intention, we become architects of our happiness, building a life that honors our heart's deepest desires. Take a moment to ask yourself, what would living intentionally look like for you? How might your days change if each one began with purpose? Embrace the journey of creating a life that mirrors your truest values, one conscious choice at a time. Honoring your journey. The courage to let go. Letting go is one of the most profound acts of bravery. It's not easy to release what's become familiar, even if it's no longer serving us. But with each act of letting go, you're making space for something greater, something more aligned with the life you truly desire. Imagine the gift you're giving yourself by embracing change and trusting that every step forward brings you closer to a life of fulfillment and joy. Sometimes this courage means letting go of old habits that once felt safe, but now hold you back. It might mean stepping away from relationships that drain rather than uplift you, or finally freeing yourself from the constant grip of self-doubt. As you walk this path of self-discovery, remember that you're not alone. Many others are on their journeys, each finding the courage to create lives that reflect their true selves. What would happen if you took that leap today and released even one thing that's been weighing you down? Could you find yourself stepping into more peace, more joy, more of the life you've always deserved? Take a moment to think about an area of your life where you feel stuck or stagnant. What's one small, powerful step you could take today? A habit, a thought, a relationship that once released would set you free? Remember, letting go isn't just about losing something. It's about honoring yourself, your journey, and the life you're creating. With each act of release, you're taking a courageous step toward a future filled with possibility, peace, and newfound joy. Celebrating your progress. Every single step forward is a milestone in your journey, one that deserves to be treasured and celebrated. In a world that often pushes us to think only of what's next, we can easily overlook how far we've come, how much we've grown, and the countless small victories that have shaped who we are. Each choice to let go of past burdens, each courageous leap toward change, and every intentional moment of living in the present is a profound achievement. These aren't just steps. They are powerful affirmations of your resilience, your determination to grow, and your unwavering commitment to a life filled with purpose and authenticity. Pause for just a moment and truly recognize the incredible. progress you've made. Feel proud of the person you're becoming, the person who has overcome fears, embraced challenges, and chosen to live wholeheartedly. Life isn't only about reaching the destination. It's about savoring the journey, about honoring each lesson learned, each challenge faced, and each victory, big or small. Imagine what it would feel like to truly celebrate each step, to take joy in every little triumph that speaks to your strength, courage, and growth. How often do we permit ourselves to do that, to simply be proud of all we've become? If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, please comment 3 below to let me know you're still here with me. At the close of each day, let yourself reflect on something you did well. It doesn't need to be grand. Sometimes it's in the smallest actions, like choosing patience or showing kindness, that we find the most profound meaning. These seemingly tiny wins are often the truest reflections of your journey and your heart. So take that moment and honor yourself. In doing so, you're not only celebrating your achievements, but also acknowledging the beautiful, resilient person you are continually becoming. Embrace each stage of your life with grace, courage, and deep gratitude, knowing that each step forward is a testament to the strength within you. The best is yet to come. Life after 75 isn't just another chapter. It's a beautifully unique season, filled with opportunities, growth, and the richness that only time and experience can bring. Imagine the freedom that comes with knowing you've weathered storms, learned countless lessons, and emerged stronger, more resilient, and wiser. Now you stand at a place in life where every day is a gift waiting to be unwrapped with curiosity and a full heart. It's not about perfection. It's about embracing all of life's nuances with a deep sense of gratitude and love. With every sunrise, you have the incredible power to shape your own story and to make choices that reflect the truest version of who you are. Life may not always be easy, but that's what makes it so precious. Each moment holds the promise of new joy, discoveries, and new ways to live meaningfully. What if your best days are still unfolding right before you? How can you step into each day with that tender hope and excitement for what lies ahead? Allow yourself to envision a future where your life is not defined by age but by the boundless love, kindness, and wisdom you bring to it. You've earned this time. Cherish it, savor it, and live it with intention. Keep your heart open to the beauty of each passing day, and never stop believing in the magic that still awaits. After all, the best truly is yet to come. Just keep walking forward with gratitude and trust, reflecting on your journey. As we journey through the process of letting go and embracing our true selves, each step brings us closer to a life filled with peace, purpose, and joy. What resonated with you today? Reflect on the lessons we've explored and think about one thing you've learned that you're ready to bring into practice in your own life. Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on living a meaningful life. Thank you for joining us on this journey together.